I was thinking about this earlier, and a lot of people kind of shat on Dean Ambrose's title reign, and they
I like Dean a
still,
lot, but I don't think
yeah,
his title
they
reign was that
still don't
exciting
like
either.
him. They still don't like him right now. And I was thinking about it because people love Dean Ambrose. I like Dean Ambrose. I like him, but I will admit, like, just I compared him to from like beginning of 2016 when he was final two in the Royal Rumble. He's acting all crazy and he's like a whole bunch of adrenaline, and the feud with Brock Lesnar, which the match sucked, but before that he's like grabbing all these weapons and he's like brushing it up against his face like, damn, I'm gonna kill somebody, and all that stuff, and comparing him to now, something feels off. But I think I know why. So
Something's really
back in
different
the
with Dean. I agree.
yes, so since he broke out from the Shield, right? We talked about this before. Dean Ambrose, his thing pretty much was that he gets this close to the title and
Doesn't
he
get it.
failed. He just doesn't. Something goes wrong. It slips out of his fingers. Like that first Money in the Bank match, he almost got it, but Kane, screwed him over. Seth got it instead. Elimination Chamber a year later, he almost got it, but the referee was like, no, Seth wins. Blah 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 blah. He got screwed over. Money in the Bank, he was that close to winning it. He got, he didn't win. And Royal Rumble, he was in the final two, and he was that close, and he didn't get it.
And then Roadblock against Triple H.
And exactly, and he just made like one mistake, and he lost. And I think him having that sort of like, the fan support, like, we want him to win the title so bad because he deserves it. He's our, the best Shield member. I don't know if he's the best Shield member, but people say he is because he's the one with the most unforeseen potential. Like we saw what Seth Rollins could do, we saw what Roman Reigns could do. We hadn't really seen him in that main event spot yet with the title, so it was people didn't really know what to do. And Money in the Bank, he won it, and I was happy.
Oh yeah, we watched
happy.
it together and we were freaking out. It was great. It was a really great way to do it too.
Exactly, and he had that match. It was great. Or he had the title win. It was great. He had the triple threat. It was awesome. And then he feuded with Dolph Ziggler. Now, the thing about that,
him, he was on a roller coaster and it was going up, 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 up. And then he got the title and it was still going up. And then after that Shield triple threat, he won it and then it went down.
I think it's because he lost that element of, like, when's he going to win the title?
Yeah. It was like the underdog stuff. And then he finally had it and he had to prove that he was like the shit. Even I never saw him like, because when he won the triple threat, it was basically Seth versus Roman. And then he comes, Dirty Deeds. I forget it was Seth or Roman. Dirty Deeds.
Yeah, he pinned Roman. Roman just got a suspension. He definitely pinned Roman.
Yeah, and he got Dirty Deeds real quick, and then it was over. Like, it was Seth v. Roman. He just comes out of nowhere and Dirty Deeds and won the match.
And the thing is, they for some reason, I still don't know why they did this. They put him with Dolph Ziggler, and they had some good promos together. But I knew, it's like in my head, there was something off about the match.
Yeah, even at SummerSlam, they didn't care about the match that much.
Yeah, but I watched the match, and I realized that they have horrible chemistry with each other because they both are the underdog, right?
Yeah.
The past 2 years, Dean's been the underdog. His whole career, Dolph's been the underdog. You put those two underdogs together, one of them can't be the underdog. It just doesn't look right.
Yeah.
And because of that, Dean just is a different character almost.
Yeah, he's literally not a lunatic, even in the slightest, not even a little bit.
He was a lunatic because he wanted to, be the man. And now he's not the man anymore, so hopefully he gets some of that fire back. But, like, when he was the champ, he just was, like, a different guy. Like, he didn't... I don't remember if you remember this, but, like, the week after he won the title, he did Ambrose Asylum Championship Edition.
Yeah.
He drew, like, a little tiny title belt on the thing. And, I mean, you can say what you want about Ambrose being corny and, like, stupid, but I think it makes him stand out from the rest of the roster.
I like that like stupid side of him. It just makes him him. I like it.
And he hasn't done anything like that since.
Yeah, he's just kind of the guy who's like, I don't know.
Like
The trophy stuff was still kind of that weird, corny. Like, here, AJ.
It was lazy. That was
It's
lazy.
the only trophy you're gonna get. Second place pulling trophy I got.
That was just lazy.
Now he's just kind of guy.
Whenever
He's not like a lunatic. He's kind of guy in a leather jacket who goes, "Yeah, I'm better than you. I'm gonna beat you," and that's it. And I like Dean a lot, and it makes me sad to say that.
He had AJ on the ropes. He was like shaking him up and down. He's like patting him on the head. That was like a little bit good, but it wasn't like a.
That match was really good. AJ versus Dean was a really good match. I think Dean should have retained, and AJ should have won the next one.
I don't know. I'm fine with what they did here.
Yeah, AJ's champ's really good though. AJ looks great.
I think now that I know that, I may have agreed with you before, but now that I know that Cena was going to come back the next week, I think it makes sense that AJ's champ. It's like, hey, look what I did while you were gone.
AJ looks really good. I don't know. Yeah. When he came and interfered at the end of the match, he looked really good still too there. Except, by the way, Dean beats Cena clean. We forgot to even talk about the match, but Dean beats Cena clean, and Cena loses clean all the time now.
What's your take on Dean's character? Did you disagree with what I said, or do you have like your own theory about it? Because I don't know. I've heard a lot of different opinions about it.
Pretty much the same thing. Like, out of nowhere, he just lost lost a bunch of fire, and then everybody was like, "Dean's not that exciting." Because I don't know, he just feels different. I don't know how to pinpoint it. I don't know. He just doesn't feel like the same Dean that like 2 years ago. I was like, wow. Whenever I first saw him in Pittsburgh, like I hadn't seen him before that one SmackDown I went to. He's beating himself up in the corner doing crazy stuff, and I'm like going everywhere around the ring, just being himself, and like no one else was like him. But now, he's just kind of guy who wears a leather jacket and goes like, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna beat you, better than you." Oh. If he was like kept lunatic and went heel and was just being an asshole, because if you're a lunatic, how are you like a good guy?
Yeah. You need that like edge.
He needs the edge. He needs to be an asshole.
Yeah, Stone Cold called him out on that, and I think there's some truth to it.
Yeah,
definitely.